Hello dear friends and welcome to this video. Today we will talk about bulking as a diabetic. As you see now, I'm not anymore big and strong, but once upon a time I used to be quite big and quite strong, 100 kilos, and I used to be able to bench almost 130 kilos, squat 160, not so good, but I had an operation in my knee, so it's never been the best. And I could deadlift 225 kilos, which is, I think, quite okay. So at the moment in time, I was quite strong and I was really into lifting weights, eating to get big and quite strong. And in this period, I of course would do more of a bulking type of diet. And today I will share this experience with you as a diabetic. Again, this is never healthcare advice, this is just my experience as a diabetic and bulking to get big and strong. So, of course, if you want to get big and strong, you have to eat a lot. And that can be a challenge when you're a diabetic. For me, to give you a framework, the more insulin I need to take, the bigger the risk is to not being able to take the right amount of insulin. If I need to take, let's say, 20 units during a day, and I'm a little bit off, in percentage, it's maybe like 1 or 2 or something like that off. But if you need to take like 60 or 80 units a day, which I needed when I really needed the most in this bulking type of diet, it is much easier to become far off on both the low and the high side, which can of course be very challenging. In this period, I don't think my insulin levels was the best, not totally horrible, but also not the best, because I needed to take after a while a lot of insulin because I was eating so many calories during a day. I was up to 3,000, 4,000 calories a day at the most, and that needs a lot of insulin as well, at least when you do like more a classic bodybuilding type of diet, and then you eat a lot of carbs as well. For my digestion also, this was not the best at all. In this period I would have a lot of problems. I would also use these like weight gainers, like not only protein powder, but they're also full of carbs. And those shakes, they were not good for my stomach at all. Normally, I think when I'm at the bathroom, it smells quite okay. But in this period, there was sometimes, wait half an hour and then it's safe. And some farts, you only get at these gyms with these huge bodybuilding types. So for digestion as well, this was not very, very good. And just to eat so many carbs, I mean, for me, it really messed up my whole digestion. I think I have a little bit vulnerability there also from before. And then when you fill your stomach all the time so full, that was not so good for my digestion. What made it a bit easier was that I would be quite accurate with what I would eat every day. So it would be a little bit like a monk, in and out, the same thing every day. So that made it at least manageable. If I would change up what I would eat every day also on this diet, I think it would be really, really impossible. But at the same time, even if I would kind of have my rice and chicken or omelette or protein shake or weight gainer or whatever I would eat during the day, I would never manage to measure it exactly. Of course, dinner sometimes would be different. I would always try also when I was traveling or something to eat a lot. and you do just different things during the day. And it was also a time when I was younger, and of course you have hormones, you have emotions on top of everything. So that was for sure not very good. So yeah, my blood sugar was definitely not perfect in this period. I mean, it worked, and it's possible when you're diabetic, but at least to do a very, like, not strong is the wrong word, but to do a very heavy bulk in a short time, I would definitely not recommend. I would definitely do, if I would do it the next time, do it much slower. Actually, now I am eating a bit because I got a bit too skinny after running. Eating a bit more, but like slowly, you know, a kilo every month, something like that. Not, you know, eating like crazy 2 kilos, 3 kilos every month. It is just, I think it's not good when you're diabetic at all. And of course the amounts, maybe now I would think a bit differently with when it comes to fats and carbs. Too much carbs makes it also, at least for me, so difficult to maintain good control of my blood sugar. And fast food, of course, is the worst, but also just tons of rice or whatever. It also makes it very difficult and gives a big spike in the blood sugar, which I would definitely not recommend. You know, you kind of want it to be almost flatline during the day. So that is a big challenge, bulking. So I guess you can do it quite well, but I mean, you have to think a little bit, maybe do it a bit slower, and maybe combine a bit more the healthy fats and carbs better than I did. Now I'm actually doing it quite fine, just eating a little bit more every month, and then it's very easy, and have a nice balance of good fats and carbs. Makes it also much easier. But it's very classic, you know, tons of chicken, tons of rice, protein shake, weight gainers and stuff like that. Oh, for me, no, no thank you. And I don't think it's very healthy as well. Then I think there is much healthier options out there than that. But I mean, it did work. I did get very big, almost 100 kilos of mostly muscle. I did also get very strong. So of course it did work, but I'm sure one could have done it in a much healthier way, and in a way that's much better if you're a diabetic. So of course it's good to eat similar things every day. It makes it a lot easier, but at the same time, with tons of carbs, it makes it so difficult to take the right amount, you know. As I said, like 20, you're a little bit off, okay, but if you need to take like 80 amounts during a day, then it's much bigger chance that you're off and blood sugar will not be good. So this is my experience with a bulking type of diet, and these are my maybe experiences of what I learned and what I would do different, and doing a little bit different now. Not to 100 kilos now, but yeah, I think around 80 kilos with both doing some cardio and doing some strength training is nice and very healthy as well. Have a wonderful day. Bye.